Hello Gemini, and welcome to your mid-month August reading. I'm going to start with Gemini today because I have just too many Geminis that are going through some emotional stuff that is really big for them, and they don't really know what to do with it and how to deal with it. And these are really important people to me, so we're going to start with Gemini today. And that's just because I keep having Geminis that are contacting me and letting me know what's going on with them. So, Geminis, I feel for you and I'm praying for you, and I know it's going to be good, but remember that we're in some really strong energy right now. The Lion's Gate is no joke. The resonance on the planet is huge. So if you have big emotions, just go through the emotions. Don't hold on to them. But I'm feeling like a lot of abandonment is coming up for people, a lot of loneliness, alone, those types of things. So we're going to dive into that and see what we can do to help you. All right, Gemini, I hope that's not everybody, but we're going to look into the energies. Remember, this could be reversed, so assign the rules as you please. If it doesn't resonate with you, just stick around. I'm not going to resonate with every single person, and just stick around because there's probably something in the reading that you need to hear. As you know, if you're brought to this channel in this reading, there's something in it for you. All right, so if you like this reading or entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I appreciate all the support and all the different forms that you guys have done for me. It's been really awesome, and I'm really appreciative of it. I know it's been a very difficult time. I've had Capricorns reaching out. I've had Leos reaching out. So we need to figure out what's going on with everybody. All right, so only accepting the highest and best truth for the highest and best good, bringing forth the most accurate answers. Okay, Gemini, we have you now. We have the next step. What's the obstacle in your way, your strength, and what's the outcome? Some of you guys are really fearful about what's going to happen for you. There's lots of moves happening. So I understand. Let's go ahead and get into this reading and see what we can find out. All right. So let's see. You're working really actually. You worked really hard on something and you're looking at it and you can see the fruition, but it's like you know that you're not finished. So there's a lot of disgruntled feelings from that. Like, how long is this going to take? How much more do I have to endure? And that really depends on your life path, and it really depends on what your soul chose. And I'm so sorry for that, but that's the way that it works. We're going to dive into this a little bit more because this is the overall reading, is that you're looking at everything that you've done. Some things you're going to be happy about, and some things you're going to be like, I still have more to do. So, and then that's making you make some decisions about what's going on in your life right now. Let's get a little bit more, because I want a little bit more clarity, because there's some strong feelings, strong emotions circling around the Gemini collective. So let's see what's going on. What else can you give me? Okay, well, I know it doesn't feel like it, but those swords of truth that you have let go, that you have dropped to the floor, that you have said is no longer your truth, those are actually opening a huge doorway for you. So right here is you being spiritually aligned and spiritually connected, where you are higher up. If it was this way, you'd be lower, but you're higher up, and so you're like on the ceiling, right? You're way up in the clouds, and you have dropped some things that are weighing you down, these swords right here. You've dropped some things that are just making it really heavy for you in order to float up to the clouds and float up to where you want to be and get your higher perspective. And so these were good. These are 3D things that you decided, and limitations and belief systems that maybe core programming that you decided that you were going to let go, so that you can advance and awaken and get into a higher realm. So because of this release, you're actually going to get your wishes fulfilled. Okay, it doesn't seem like it because some of you guys are really in the trenches. So you're like, I cannot see past my hand. You know what I mean? It's just like, I can't see the future. I can't see where I'm going. And it's like, because of the hurt that's happened to you in the past, it's hard for you to fully connect with God, and it's hard for you to fully trust that God has your back, because you're like, well, if you had my back, then why did this happen? If you had my back, then why did you allow that to happen? And so there's a lot of that being released, and a lot of that sadness is bringing you to your happiness, because in order to get happiness, you have to let go of the sadness. You can't vibrate with sadness and expect to bring in happiness. It doesn't work that way. So there's a process, though, because some of you guys are processing grief. Some of you guys are processing disappointment in life. Some of you guys are processing stress. So because of that, it makes it really cloudy, and you can't see the future, and you can't see the higher perspective. Where sometimes you can, not sometimes, most of the time, I'm going to say, Gemini, you can see the higher perspective, you can see the bigger picture. But for right now, it just seems so dark and so muggy and mucky that you just can't see past, like I said, like past your nose even, right? It's like, well, I can't even see past my own physical body, and you want me to imagine my life getting so much better than it is. And a lot of you guys, it's like there's a feeling of giving up hope. But this is going to bring your, not only is your wish is going to be fulfilled and your happiness, but it's going to bring one of the best cups that there is, which is the cup of love. The cup of relationships, emotionally fulfilled, emotional lottery, positive emotions all around you. Your creativity is going to expand again. Some major growth. You're going through major growth right now. So for those of you who are wanting to give up, and you're tired of life experiences and you're trying to check out, not a good idea. Not a good idea, because this is coming. You're going to be stuck way over here when, or right here. And you're so close to the next step, which is getting your wish fulfilled. But you have to let go of some things in order to move forward in the vibration of your wish fulfillment. You have to let go of abandonment. You have to let go of loneliness. You have to let go of disappointment. You have to let go of indecisiveness, procrastination, all of those things that protected you before in the past, but they're not protecting you anymore. They're just holding you back now. So some of you guys are going to have to let go of actual relationships, because those relationships, some of you guys need to let go of past relationships that are no longer here, that are no longer here on the planet. Like the relationships that you're trying to hold on to, that person in heaven is already growing, and you're stunting yourself here on earth, which makes no sense. But I know it's painful and it's grief, and I know that you want that physical essence. You want that because all you have is a spiritual essence, and you feel like sometimes you can't connect to that all the time, where you would love to just be able to call that person on the phone, or love to just be able to hug that person, or love for that person just to tell you that your life is going to be okay right now. And a lot of you guys, that was probably one of the closest people to you. So it's hard to let that go, but the more that you hold on to that energy, the more you're not healing, because they're in heaven healing already. So, it's like we need you to work, to look at that, okay? And I know it's not easy, so it's like, I'm not going to be like, you got to work on that, because that's not easy. But let's figure out what you're feeling right now. So even though you have had some emotional release and you've had these big things come up for you, which is great, because it's the best time to have it come up, which is during Lion's Gate. So if you're going to peel an onion, you might as well peel it right now. But the Page of Pentacles, which is, you're going to succeed through this. You're going to have new opportunity and new money because of this release. Now, some of you guys are like, it's hard for you to feel the vibration of new money, or feel the vibration of new opportunity or success or something like that. But it's there. The job offer is there. The money is there. The talent is your talent is shining. Your talent is going to shine for whatever you need. You are in the talent shining phase this month. So it's all about trust right now. And so that's one of your guys' major issues as well. So if you haven't seen the trust video in the life experiences video playlist, then check that out. There's trust and abandonment. Those are two things that you guys are dealing with. I would suggest looking at both of those videos. I can put them in the description box down below, and maybe even at the end of this video for you guys, because it's something that you need to look at, okay? What's the next step? The next step is this equal give and take. So you have give, and people have taken. But there are people in your life that have give too. And you know that they're there. Some of you guys have kept them at an arm's length distance instead of allowing them to fully be there for you. So I'm feeling like for some of you guys, this is a romantic partner that really wants to be there for you, but you won't let them. They really want to be there by your side as you walk through life. But you're so protective and so afraid of being hurt that you're keeping the one person away from you that would give you all the love that you need. This person would give you this, but you have an excuse for every reason why you can't connect with them, for every reason why you can't move forward with them. You have an excuse, and you've talked yourself out of it and talked yourself out of it, and that is just going to hold you back. It's going to keep you in sadness. It's going to keep you wanting to exit life because you're too afraid to reach out to this person. You're too afraid to fully connect with this person. You're too afraid to open up emotionally because last time you opened up emotionally, it near killed you. It damn well near killed you, right? So I get it, but that is the next step is the giving. The equal give and take is actually opening yourself up and being open to a relationship where you can actually get what you need. Because here's the thing. You attract the people that won't give you what you want, and then you complain about them not giving you what you want, but yet you won't reach out to the person that you know would give you everything that you want. I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense. The person has, in the past or now, has offered to help you, has offered to be there for you, and you go, oh, no, I'm good, I'll just be independent. Oh, no, I'm good, I don't need you to help me. No, what you're really saying is, I don't deserve for you to help me. And that's not right. It's not true. You don't feel that way because maybe you grew up in a home that told you every day that you don't deserve to be alive, that made you feel like you didn't deserve to be here on this planet. Maybe they said some things like, I should have given you up for adoption, or why did I even have you, or rude things like that. And you're like, you know what, that's eventually just, you heard it enough times. It's like you hear the crappiest song on the radio enough times, and all of a sudden it's your jam. Oh, this is my jam. No, it ain't. It never was. It just is because you heard it a gazillion times, right? That's manipulation. Media does it all the time. They just say the same messages over and over and over again, so one day you'll just accept it. The first time you hear it, you go, nah, I ain't accepting that. The second time, nah. Third time, the 100th time, you're like, you know what? I heard that somewhere. Yeah, you did. You heard it 100 times in the media. You didn't just make that up. You didn't just hear it. You were manipulated to listen, to hear that. So same thing, if you grow up in a family where they've told you pretty much every single day, every single hour of your life, or they maybe didn't tell you, but they made you feel it energetically that you weren't important enough to be here. Why did I even have you? What a mistake you were. Any of those things, then you start to believe that you don't deserve it. And then when things show up in your life where it seems like you didn't deserve something, you go, see, I told you I don't deserve it. You didn't get the promotion, told you I didn't deserve it. You didn't get the lover, told you I didn't deserve it. But you didn't even apply. And you didn't even try. You didn't even contact. You didn't even let the person know you liked him. I bet you if you told the person that you liked him, you guys would be together today. But you wouldn't even give yourself a chance because you thought, nope, there's no way. So you can sit back and believe all of that undeserving messages that you got as a child and keep yourself from this person and keep yourself from moving forward. Because the next step is equal give and take. That's what's the energy for you. The next step is that you're actually going to be in an equal relationship with someone. But the thing is in order to get this equal give and take, you have to actually open up and allow someone to give to you. You think that you do. Oh, what I do, I allow people to give to you. No, you don't. You have an energetic wall around your heart. There is no way somebody could give to you when you are walking around with a facade and pretending like you got this. And you got it, but you're not happy. You may have it, and you may be able to rely on yourself, but it's all one-sided if that's the case. You're just relying on you. And God didn't make humans like that. Yeah, you ran into humans like that because that was what you attracted. But if you're on this journey right here, then people fell out of your life because you don't vibrate with them anymore. And the people that you do vibrate with you are being shoved in your face daily. And God's trying to say, this person, this person, this person. You're like, no, not that person. Well, yeah, it's that person. Stop making excuses and move forward and get your happy ending. We're not talking about the kind of happy endings that you get at massage parlors. No, maybe you are. I don't know. You might get one of those. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I had to lighten up the energy for that because they were getting kind of hard on you for a second. I could feel the energy of them just wanting to hit you over your head and come on. we're trying to give this to you and you won't take it. We've been trying to give this to you for months, years, some of you guys, and you won't take it. They're like, it's everything that you've asked for. All right, so what's in your way? What's the obstacle? There's a little child inside of you who's really scared. And yeah, I talked to someone last night and they had this going on for them. You have a little child inside of you that is so scared because they've been so hurt. And that little child is trying to convince you that it's better if you don't do anything. The little child is like, when I've done things, they're trying to convince you that when they did things, all they did was get hurt. And one time, maybe you opened up to this person and they didn't see you. They didn't know. They didn't know to know. You didn't even give them, like, the energy of what I'm hearing and feeling is the energy was the same. You didn't do anything particularly different except for you said in your mind that you were opening up, but there wasn't anything different. They didn't notice. They didn't notice because they didn't know to notice. You didn't give them any, like, it's not like you hit them over the head or anything like Spirit's trying to do to you right now. That's not what happened. It was like, almost like you love so deep inside that I think that maybe you felt like you were opening up and loving deep, but then it was like, it just seemed like the person didn't see it because they didn't know to see it. You didn't, like, really come out and say it. It's like you can't hint around. Like, if you like someone, a great way to do something would be, mature way would be like, hey, you know what? I like you. I like you. You're pretty awesome. You know? Like, be straightforward. I don't think you were straightforward enough. I think what happened was like you tiptoed around hoping that they would catch on to what you wanted and what you needed. And when they didn't, you jumped off. It's like you just gave just a tiny bit just to see if they would recognize, but you had been unrecognized your entire life. So as soon as they didn't, you just assumed they were like everybody else. And that's not very nice. It's judging a book by its cover and saying that, you know, you're putting everybody in the same group. You're stereotyping. You're saying that because my parents did this and then you did a similar behavior, well, you don't love me. Well, that's not true. And then you never gave them a chance again after that? Is that what I'm feeling? Like, after that, it just becomes a fantasy? After that, it's just alive in your imagination, but you're not going to let it actually manifest? So the help is there. So the obstacle is the inner child is holding you back. So if you haven't done your inner child work around abandonment and trust, loneliness, and why those come up for you, that's the thing that's holding you back. That's your obstacle. And what does inner child work look like? Well, you have to recognize what's popping up for you. So let's say, for instance, you try to give your love to someone, and you feel like, because it's a feeling, it's not necessarily true, but you feel like that person won't respond to your needs, or won't see you, or won't care, or might be mad at you, or whatever you experienced as a child whenever you tried to give your love to someone and then they responded in a negative way. When that feeling comes up, then you can write about it. You can talk. Talking about it is good if you talk it out loud, like with someone, that's okay. But writing it gets it out of your body. Talking about it does too. Whatever you do, don't keep it in your mind and in your head, because then it just circles around and starts to change. You know, your ego changes it, and then you're not going to move forward. So you could write it out and stuff like that. But the biggest thing to do is to talk to the inner child. You know, when I have things come up for me, I talk to my child. I said, this is really scary stuff. Yes. And I got you. I'm the adult now. You may not have had an adult for you when you were younger, but I'm the adult now. And I'm gonna do the mature thing and show you how to do it. So for instance, My daughter has this person in our neighborhood, this adult, who likes to pick on her and get her in trouble, and for things that, you know, other kids do too, but she likes to single her out, right? And so she comes to me. So think of it like my inner child coming to me and saying, this happened to me. And she tells me the story, and I go, you know, that is not right. That is not right that that happened to you, that that person treated you that way. So first of all, you have to get the adult perspective. You didn't have a healthy adult doing this for you, or you wouldn't be going through this. So let's fix it now. So you out of adult yourself, and you say, just like as if you were talking to your child. So I told her that wasn't right on any level. First of all, I said, give me all the details. So that's what you want to do first. Have the child give you all the details, your inner child. Tell me all the details. Write it all out. Let her write it all out. Write out all the details, all the things that you're feeling, you're seeing, you smelled, you tasted, you touched, whatever. And then she told me the story, and I said, okay. And then I got the story from the parent, and the parent story was god-awful wrong. It was like she made things up and stretched the truth and blah, blah, blah. And your people in your life that hurt you will do stuff like that. Okay, so then you can say that their side of the story. Well, their side of the story is this. So like my mom always said I was a bad kid. I was ungrateful. You know, I shouldn't have never been born. She should have given me up for adoption. So I would put all those things out, right? I'd write all those down on a piece of paper. And I'd say, this was that person's perspective. This is what they told me. This is what I believe and what I thought and what I know to be true. And then you take it to the adult perspective. And then the adult, you can play out a scenario where you go to that person, not really, but you can energetically go to that person and say, you know, you did this to me. But what we did, so I'll give you an example. So we contacted that parent and said, hey, look, when you have a problem specifically with my child, you come to me. I'm home 24/7. There's no reason why I cannot be involved in my child's discipline or whatever you have that you think that should be happening with my child. But I told her, I do not want you speaking to my child. And that's what you need to do for yourself. You tell the person energetically, or you tell them to their face. But you do not speak to my child. You speak to me, the adult, and I will speak to my child. But you don't go to my child, because that person is not healthy. That person is not right in the head. And I know because she fabricated the story. Because my daughter and I have a really close relationship on purpose. We've worked on that really well. So I know she's not lying. Right? So that's me sticking up for my child. That's you sticking up for your inner child and saying, you don't do this. You know? So whatever's going on with you, that's the type of work that needs to be done. You need to stick up for your inner child, whether it's energetically or actually physically in person with someone, where you tell someone to go F off and don't talk to me ever again. Don't talk to my child, my inner child. You know, you just keep hurting us. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you the example because I know she's going to watch this video, and I'm not going to tell you who she is. But she had a parent come in, jack with her before she went to work. She thought about it all day. She's like, no, this person didn't hurt me. Yeah, right. I knew the moment I talked to her, she was messed up all day because of it. Because this parent conversation got to her, and then it just snowballed downhill from there. And she couldn't get out of it. And then she's up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning last night thinking about not wanting to continue. Don't let people do that to you. If you can't say it to this person's face, then do an energetic boundary and get away from somebody that's going to make you feel like that. There's no need for someone to be in your life that's going to treat you like that. All right, so let's move on. What's your strength? That you're in a really good position. I'm going to get some more strength cards because the feeling around this is so strong right now. But you have put yourself in such a good position. You don't see it because you have negativity around you and you're stuck in negative thought. So you're not going to see it, okay? But you do. You have done everything right. Everything that you're supposed to do. You're right exactly where you should be. And now it's just time to stop being so I don't want to say fearful, reserved. Stop changing things in your mind to fit the scenario of when you were a child. Try to see it for what it really is today and not what it was 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever. Not when it was you were 5 years old and your mom or dad treated you a specific way. Okay, you're moving. You're moving forward. You're moving. This is what your strength is. You're in a good position because you are moving forward. You think you're not because maybe you felt stuck and you're like, well, no, this energy is too strong, too much for me. I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. It's difficult. I hate it. Blah, blah, right? Well, you are actually moving forward. Some of you guys are actually physically moving. And you don't see it yet because you're trying to follow the light and follow the star. But when you're in the darkness, you can't follow the star. Sorry. It's too dim. It's faded. You won't be able to see it. I'm faded. I just heard that song today. It's so good. Anyway, yeah, so like you can't really see what's going on. So you gotta take a leap of faith. You gotta take a leap of faith. You gotta jump off the cliff. Okay, you gotta do it. It's the only way. You cannot stay where you are. You can't keep doing the same thing that you've always done. You're gonna have to take a leap of faith and bring in the communication. You have to go and communicate. You have to say, this is what I need. This is what I want. This is what you gotta express yourself. This is the time to express what you need and what you want. And this is the time that God's going to show you that what you need and want will be fulfilled. If you keep living in fear and not give the communication, you will not get what you need and what you want. You will continue to live in the vibration that you're living, which is hurtful and lonely and sad and unfulfilling, superficial, fake, not real. And then you're going to attract fake people who leave you when you need them. You're never going to have the genuine, authentic people that are always going to be there whenever you need them. What is the outcome? That you're going to see through the illusion, finally, for once. That person cannot trap you with their covertness, the covert narcissism. They can't trap you with their blame shifting. They can't trap you with your gaslighting, their lies, their not giving you love on purpose, withholding love from you to control you, to hurt you. Let's see what else the outcome is. You're going to get over this illusion. You're going to see it for what it is. A lot of you guys need to be doing some training on narcissism and covert narcissism and figuring out what that is and seeing how you've been manipulated, how somebody's manipulated your love for control and to gain your energy and to deplete you. I've never seen, I'm going to tell you, the person I'm talking about right now that keeps coming to my mind as I read this, that person is the strongest person I've ever met in adversity. She is amazing. But as soon as she talks to her mother, she's crushed. It crushes her so bad. And it's hard for her to wipe herself off the floor. And I know that feeling. It sucks. It sucks that you love someone so much, but they'll never love you back. And that they hate you. And you don't know why. You didn't do anything to them. All you've ever done is love them. All you've ever done is try to support them. You saw them with these big, beautiful, childlike eyes and just admired them. And they hurt you and hurt you and hurt you. And now you're like, how do I get myself off the floor? You got to see the illusion. You have to see it for what it is. You have to see the manipulation. You have to train yourself. You have to see the logic. Why would someone do this? Because there are people who play roles in your life. That's the real reason. Or you can say there's just sick people. People who have major mental health issues, and then they try to project it onto you, and they create so much damage. And all you ever want to do is escape, and you say, I never, ever, ever want to do that to anyone ever again. And guess what? You jump into every single relationship, recreating the pain. And then you get so upset and so hurt because you feel like you're never going to be happy. And that's not true. That's an illusion. Because you do have someone here. You have someone here who wants to give you a full cup of love, but you won't take it. You won't reach out. You won't talk to them. You won't express yourself. You won't be brutally honest. Brutally honest is the most beautiful thing in the world. To tell someone, I love you. I love you. I always have. I always will. Geminis love so much, but yet you won't give it to yourself. You won't accept it. You love to see people in love. You love to watch people be in love. But you won't allow yourself to have it. It's screaming in your face. The universe is pushing this person in your face. And you keep making excuses of why it won't work. Well, they're still with their ex, or, they're still with someone, or they have kids, or they have everything they need already. What do they need from me? And be blah, blah, blah. All I ever hear from you is blah, blah, blah. Right? That's what it is blah, blah, blah. Keep talking to yourself that way and you're never going to get what you want. Take a leap of faith. Put your ego aside and try it. See what happens. I double dog dare you. See what happens if you move in with that person. See what happens when you call the person you haven't talked to in 50,000 years. See what happens when you call the person from your past lives. See what happens when you open that door and stop listening to your dang ego who's trying to protect you. I get it, but the ego is keeping you from love. Your ego is lying to you because it's so afraid to get hurt. But everything great in the world, what's that saying? Nothing great in this world, you can't get it without the risk of being hurt. That's something like that. I can't remember what the thing is, but everything that, that greatness, somebody has risked something. I get it. It's painful. I get it. I want to know some more outcome. Ooh, the wheel is turning in your favor. You have a gift from God. Communication, once again, so that you can get through you got to tell, oh my gosh. They're just giving me a whole story. I love it. All right, you want to hear the story? In order to get your pentacles, everything you want, that's because I don't have this card again. So let's just say they said this card. In order to get this, you have to move like lightning to the thing that you want. Your procrastination is holding you back. Your talking yourself out of it is holding you back. You need to go to this person like lightning, with unexpected truth, sudden truth, determined, driven, strong sense of self, professional, the truth, so that you can transform this relationship and get the one who displays the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress. Get your Empress, right? Could be a guy. Could be a guy. A lot of women watch my channel. This Empress is just someone who believes in themselves and they're just full of happiness and full of love, and they want you to have it too, but you just won't accept it, right? This is a long reading, but it's really necessary. So, if you don't want to watch it, that's for you. But those people who need it, you're going to watch it all the way to the end. I know it. Okay, so Here's the thing. The Wheel of Fortune is moving in your favor. God's going to give you a gift, or your gift is waiting for you, but you will not lift your head and you will not go to it. And when you do that, you're making the universe really, I mean, not that they get upset, but they got to work harder and harder. And they keep having to try to move things around so that it'll work for you. And what about this? And for instance, this person got the go-ahead, decided to go the wrong direction, which is to the covert narcissist and the toxic relationship, instead of go forward with the relationship that would support. And now the universe said, well, now the covert narcissist said that you can't be with them. So you have no other choice but to ask this person and talk to this person. No other choice. They're making it that way for a reason. You got to see it. Okay. So you need to go to the person with the sword of truth. You need to go to that person and express yourself. You need to go to that person and communicate. Go to that person and lift the blocks that have been trapping you with fire and ambition. It's time to take action. This is the time. Okay? You need to drop those 3 things. Drop the pain. Okay? Tower through it. Get through it. Use the energy right now. Tower through it. Release the toxic ex. Release the toxicity. This could be a toxic parent, whoever, but you need to release the toxicity so that you can get your sword of truth, so that you can get your success, so you can get the clear decisions and the clear thinking. All right, let's get, I want to try these new cards because they're cute. I'm probably only able to do 1 reading today. This is the longest reading ever. But I love you, and I know you're going through a lot because I've spoken to too many Geminis that are just struggling. I got a lot of Geminis around me. And I know, it's been hard. I've been going through my own stuff too. It's been hard. I mean, I'm going to tell you that it does lighten up. It does get a little bit better. I mean, I was not in a good place. I was running scared for a moment. And I get it. My abandonment issues came up. My trust issues came up. Like, I'm with you on that. I feel the energy in this. I get it. All right, so here it goes. Oh, the first card is heed wise counsel and listen. This beautiful child, inner child, whatever, a mermaid, I don't know what she is, but she's saying to heed the wisdom that you hear today. Listen to it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Feel the energy. Go forward, move forward. Take a leap of faith, jump off the cliff. Go cliff diving. Whatever, right? But make sure there's water underneath and there's no rocks. But all right, your contradictions and complexities are interesting. You are unlike anyone else. And with that, I want to say that your complexities are what are holding, like the way you're thinking about this and making it complex is holding you back. So there is no one unlike you. You've got to see how unique you are and understand that your fear is what's holding you back from seeing how you are and allowing this person to show you how wonderful you are. Find solutions in the unknown places, in the darkness. So if you're in the darkness, the answers are there. The answers are there. The pain is there. Write down the pain and work with your inner child on getting rid of some of that stuff. Okay? You are attracting wonderful news because you are a dragonfly mermaid. Okay? And wisdom is as light as a feather. So yes, the more you gain wisdom, where'd that card go? The one who's floating right here. The more you gain wisdom, the more you'll float up, the more understanding you'll get. And you'll float up from your pain and float up from the darkness, okay? All right, guys. Well, I hope you like this reading. I hope you're entertained in some way. Thank you for staying as long as you did. If you like this reading or entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Bye.